let's start with this bullying at work. I never heard of something like this from adult behavior. Well, take me down that road. How did that even come about?
Well, as I exited my abusive relationship, I was reevaluating some things at work, and tensions were high at work. They had shut down a couple of the franchise locations, and the company's no longer in business, by the way. But the stress from the owners of the company rolls down when things are getting tough. But the one of the consultations that I had set up for a salesperson came back and apparently hadn't been contacted according to management. And so management, my boss, sent out a message to all the managers saying, have a conversation with Tiffany. She's not doing her job. If it's not in Salesforce, it didn't happen. Someone looped me into the conversation, and I responded back of, I was actually more diligent than your consultant. If you scroll down into Salesforce, I was the first one to contact the patient.
Hmm.
And basically I said, and I looped HR in on the whole thing. And I said, I don't appreciate being called a liar. And then I just pretended proceeded to get gaslit. I never called you a liar. I never, like, it just became this whole rolling downhill scenario where it was absolutely, I was being called a liar on something that I was still doing my job for.
Did you foresee this happening? Were there like any indications that this was going to happen to you?
Well, the personalities of specific people, especially as I escaped that type of personality, became more of a red flag or even a neon red flag in certain instances. So you can actually pick up what someone is going to react to or how they're going to react because the blame is always on the other person. When times are tough, they're going to find a scapegoat. And he thought I was a scapegoat. I was gonna stick up for myself. I had already gotten out of a terrible situation. I wasn't gonna get walked on again.
When you're dealing with this in your workforce, in your workplace, were people rallying around you that knew your character, that knew what you was doing was the standard protocol? How many people actually came to your side to say, this isn't right?
Well, it was more on so whoever got copied on the email are people that I had worked with, like managers that I had worked with, and they absolutely said, "Your stuff was in there. I don't even know why that comment was made." So everyone saw that I had done my job. I had outstanding work ethic in my job in corporate America. And for him to question that, I mean, it kind of hurt my feelings a little bit, but feelings aside, I actually did what I said I did.
When the person that started the gas light, how well did you know this person? Were there frequent engagements with this person, or you only know this person through like maybe correspondence through email? Were there ever any one-on-one encounterments with this individual?
Through that specific interaction where they kind of backpedaled saying, I never called you a liar, that was all done through email. So it was all documented, thank goodness. And it was, I never called you a liar. Never said that you didn't do your job. If you scroll back, he clearly said I didn't do my job.